The Pandavas set off for Virata, the capital of Matsya. Before entering the city, they stopped at a burial ground nearby to change their clothes. They carefully hid their weapons, wrapping them in a deerskin and securing the bundle in the branches of a large sami tree, disguising it with a carcass to avoid detection. After bathing in a nearby stream, they discussed their future plans and how they would behave during their stay. Yudhisthira, dressed as a sannyasin in saffron robes, made his way to the court of King Virata. The king welcomed him with respect, observing Yudhisthira's regal appearance and manner. "You seem like royalty," the king remarked. "You have the bearing of a king. Tell me the truth. Are you a sannyasin? Or perhaps a yaksha or Gandharva here to test me?" "I am ready to serve you," Yudhisthira responded. "Great king, you ask me to speak the truth. But truth is a complicated thing. No one in this world can claim to always walk the path of truth. As a sannyasin, I am not supposed to speak of my past. However, I can assure you I am neither a Gandharva nor a yaksha. I am simply a mortal seeking shelter and service with you for a year." The king of Matsya replied, "Tell me the holy name by which you are known. You are welcome to stay with me, and if you wish, you may even rule alongside me." Yudhisthira answered, "I am called Kanakabhata by my fellow monks since adopting this life. I was once a friend of King Yudhisthira of Indraprastha, but I left when hard times fell upon him. I have studied sacred texts and know a little astrology. I can also entertain you with a game of dice from time to time, though I am not an expert." Yudhisthira answered, "I am called Kanakabhata by my fellow monks since adopting this life. I was once a friend of King Yudhisthira of Indraprastha, but I left when hard times fell upon him. I have studied sacred texts and know a little astrology. I can also entertain you with a game of dice from time to time, though I am not an expert." Virata said, "I am honored that a friend of the great Yudhisthira has chosen to join me in his absence. It flatters me. I would like you to be my chief advisor and companion." Later, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva joined the service of King Virata in various roles. Bhima became the head cook, Arjuna the dance master, Nakula the chief horseman, and Sahadeva the veterinarian. They took on new names, Bhima as Valala, Arjuna as Bryanala, Nakula as Damagranthi, and Sahadeva as Tentripala. The king was impressed with each of them and warmly welcomed them to his court. Draupadi approached Queen Sudeshna, introducing herself as Sairandri, a servant from Panchala. At first, Sudeshna was hesitant, saying, "You do not look like a servant. When I first saw you, I thought you were a celestial being. Your beauty may attract the king." Draupadi reassured her, "I am a happily married woman. Please let me serve you for 1 year, and I will repay your kindness in my own way. You will be glad you gave me shelter." Convinced, Sudeshna accepted her as a servant. Draupadi made her conditions clear. "I will not perform menial tasks or eat unclean food, and I expect my dignity and chastity as a married woman to be respected. I have chosen to serve you because you come from a noble royal family known for its honor." Pleased by Draupadi's words, Sudeshna promised to treat her well, more like a companion than a servant. Arjuna, in the guise of Bryanala, was entrusted with teaching Princess Uttara dance and music. The king gave him a large hall to set up his school. Draupadi would occasionally visit the hall, and she and Arjuna would share jokes and conversations that others couldn't understand. Bhima, meanwhile, won the king's favor by defeating wrestlers who came to challenge the court. Nakula and Sahadeva quietly excelled in their duties, improving the kingdom's milk production and modernizing the cavalry. In a short time, the cattle and horses of Matsya gained admiration from neighboring kingdoms. Thus, the Pandavas lived in the city of Virata, with Draupadi residing in the inner chambers of the palace, all under disguise. Though they remained hidden, their brilliance, like embers buried under ashes, never faded.